And, you know, and there is a great deal of organized crime on the other side, and that's why you see predominantly vast numbers of Venezuelans arriving here on the Mexican side of the border from Eagle Pass. You know, that's not by accident. And so a lot of these, the sheriff is very concerned that there are bigger forces at play here, smuggling operations that will prey on these people once they are processed and given the paperwork needed to be able to stay in the United States. And they said they've been seeing smuggling operations and people coming here to Eagle Pass to move these migrants to other parts of the country. So these are the different types of issues and concerns that law enforcement that we've spoken with here say they have at this moment.
So this flow is really unrelenting at this point, and you're seeing the ripple effects. That move on the Venezuelans that was announced yesterday is a huge deal. It's
right.
half a billion people.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people, and it was aimed at trying to help New York. I spoke to the governor of New York last night.
Yeah, we saw.
And they begged for this because they need people who are here to have work status. But she said something interesting, that it only applies to people who arrived at a certain point, not beyond a certain point, because the Biden administration is really concerned about not incentivizing people by offering some kind of work status or legal status on the other side if you come now.
It's been a huge reason for the hesitation up until yesterday, as the governor and mayors, local officials, House of Representatives folks have been calling for that, and it was finally delivered on.
The administration announced that they will provide or expand the number of Venezuelans who are eligible for temporary protected status. This is a status that allows Venezuelans to work in the United States, to receive a work permit and provide deportation protections. An additional 472,000 Venezuelans will now be eligible to apply. This is significant because we have been seeing a large flow of Venezuelans at the U.S.-Mexico border. Now, those that are crossing now will not be eligible. You have to have been in the United States on or before July 31st. But it's significant because this is an issue that has spilled over into the interior. New York City has been asking the White House to expedite work permits. This is a way for Venezuelans to get those work permits, many of whom are those migrants that are in New York City that have been straining the capacity there. So all of these taken together, all of these actions really underscore the challenges that the administration continues to face on immigration. And really, they're using all the tools in their toolbox to try to manage this new surge at the U.S.-Mexico border. But it is becoming increasingly difficult, Sarah, especially as those consequences no longer have the same effect.
Many of them, Brianna, also tell us they've been waiting to travel and enter into the U.S. through this program that was set up called the CBP One app, where essentially you request a meeting, you wait your turn, and then you cross when you get that appointment. But many people say they're just simply tired of waiting, that they've been waiting for months to get those appointments, and that's perhaps one of the reasons why we're seeing this massive influx of immigrants. And they told us they've been waiting on the Mexican side of the border for several months in many cases as they tried to go through what is known as the CBP One app. And basically, this is an application process that allows migrants to set up an appointment to present their asylum case. Many of these migrants have been telling us that they have been waiting months and months to get through, and a sense of desperation is setting in. That's why you're seeing these massive numbers, in part, show up here on the American side of the river.